Yeah.
This sounds like the fish.
It can be disappointing at times. I mean, just like it's fishing. Yeah. It's fishing. Yeah. I mean, there's days where you have the most epic day in the world, and then there's days where you don't feel like you even know how to fish anymore. And crappie, I think crappie will do that to you more than any other fish.
Those of you joining us, thank you very much for watching. We cover a lot of things from like very, very beginners all the way to kind of pro level advice for fishing. And today we're going to try to cover the gamut for crappie. So here next to me is the founder of Crappie Closet. Very excited to meet him. He came to the shop showing some of the stuff that he makes. His name is Marlin. Marlin, why don't you talk a little bit about your kind of crappie fishing experience thus far in life? Because we're always learning, right?
Oh, always learning. Always looking to find something new, find the edge. I mean, really like most of us out there, we've been fishing since we can crawl, pretty much. And so over time, you just start to kind of lean into what you enjoy doing. I mean, at this point, since I've been married, my wife doesn't like bait or the smell of bait. So I had to start getting good at fishing with lures. And I'm not too bad. But crappie fishing is it's just different from bass fishing. They're predators just like bass, but it's more of a hunt to find than it is to catch. Because once you find them, now you got to find out what they want to eat. And once you get them going, once you get the school fired up, you can pluck 20, 30, 50, 100 out of a 100 square foot school.
That sounds like a really exciting kind of fishing because, if you have kids on the boat or if you want on a bank or whatever, you bring kids, you bring somebody who's not fished a lot and you want to get them into it.
Yeah.
This sounds like the fish.
It can be disappointing at times. I mean, just like it's fishing. It's fishing. Yeah. I mean, there's days where you have the most epic day in the world, and then there's days where you don't feel like you even know how to fish anymore. And crappie, I think crappie will do that to you more than any other fish. Part of the reason I think they're similar to trout in the way they're line sensitive. Their eyesight is way better than the bass's eyesight. They can spot a lure, their bait from far away, but they're skittish fish. They will not venture too far out of the school, too far away from cover. They're real cover oriented in certain times of year, certain bodies of water. Like this time of year, you can catch them. We're catching them. Guys are catching them in the lakes. Guys are catching them in our delta system.
And we're sitting here in Thanksgiving time, just so for those reference for those of you watching. Yeah. We're going to cover multiple seasons just to give you an idea. Marlon is going to talk you through how to do this, but I think it's a great open. Like we got a lot of gear here. What do you do this time of season? We're talking November, December, January.
Just trying to find some cover. Anything adjacent to a flat with a edge or ledge to it, whether it's a grass flat with an edge to it or it's just a straight sandy bottom flat. You want to find somewhere where they can move in and out of current, move in and out of the deeper water. And then in the delta, you're looking for some bridge piles, fallen trees, lay downs. Like I said, similar to bass fishing, but they're just a little more skittish than bass are.
What lakes do you recommend fishing NorCal here near Napa?
You're looking at
doing right now.
Lake Berryessa can put them out now. You can put them out, and right now you're going to find bigger fish. You're going to find the 1 to 2 pound class of fish right now.
We just lost our trout bite. So disappointing. I'm so glad to hear that, Marlon, that we can actually go crappie fishing. We're going to have the gear for you guys to go attempt that. But let's talk through Berryessa a little bit. Yeah. You're on the boat. What you said you're looking for ledges. You're looking for sand flats. Do you see them on the fish finder?
The first thing
how deep?
That's the $1 million question. I mean,
give me the answer.
I mean, there's no definitive real answer. You can find them I would say I would start around 30 feet and kind of track in. So I mean, like Berryessa has a couple creeks that are coming in. Then there's the two main creeks, Pope Creek, and Pewter Creek.
Yep.
You want to just kind of
right at the mouth. You want to start at the mouth and kind of work your way out.
Yeah,
okay.
and also same with the narrows. In the narrows between the dam and the open part of the lake, which is about Still Canyon-ish. Start at the canyons, the mouth of the canyon, and just kind of track going into the canyon. A lot of times, what they do is. They are territorial. They roam, but they roam in a certain territory. So this school right here is going to roam in and out of this canyon. Then there's going to be another school that's going to roam in and out of that canyon. And then there's another group of fish, multiple schools obviously, that are going to track around the lake, all following bait, trying to find that thermocline, the water temperature that's comfortable for them to be at, to live in. The main thing now, try to find bait first. Try to find your bait first, and then just follow your map. Look for fish on your finder. But then instinct. See what your points, follow the contours of your map. You may see your contours on your boat map or even a map, still map. You can just follow that ledge. Just stay on that ledge. You'll find them. So
let's say, okay, Martin, we found them. Now let's use, what is the first thing you throw? I'm going to put this right back so I don't. What is the first thing you throw? How you throw it? Let's start with techniques. And by the way, I wish you will accept this invitation. I'd love to come fish with you. I'll take you on my boat, and we're going to film the actual fishing with using the old lures and stuff.
You put me on the spot. I'm nervous.
What's spot? Is it yes or no?
I can't say no. And with you asking me on camera, my wife can't say no. So
yeah, but this is business.
No, it's fine.
Oh, for sure, it's business, right? It's not fun. We're not going to have fun.
No, a lot of times what it is when we're trying to search and figure it out, first is confidence. You reach for what you're most comfortable throwing. Berryessa is typically a clear water lake. For the most part, you get that January, February when it really mucks up pretty good. But you're going to stay in the natural tones. There's a bait called, this is similar to the standard monkey milk, shad color.
Let me show that. Yes. So how do you rig that with what kind of a jig head? Let's take a look. Just to show you guys. Yes.
We're going to start with, I usually go with a white or a chartreuse head. I usually throw with a white or a chartreuse head. This is a 16th ounce jig head. We're throwing 4 to 6 pound tests. I'm a fluorocarbon person.
Me too.
I can't help it because we do catch a lot of bass while crappie fishing. And the worst thing in the world is to have some weak line and
what, a fluoro 4 or 6?
I'm a 6 pound person.
6 pounds.
I'm a 6 pound person. I've been able to pull trees off the bank with 6 pound fluorocarbon, which is highly amazing to me. But yeah, we just rig it like that. And you can see I'm barely moving around, and if you can see that tail bouncing, and it'll bounce with my heartbeat pretty much, and that's all you need. That's all you need. A lot of times this time of year, if you can get the bait in the school, you're not moving the bait too much most times. You get it down there. Now with technology, live scope and whatnot, you're able to kind of really pinpoint fish a little easier. But for those of us who don't have it,
we don't.
It's time, trial, and error. You can find them with your 2D scan.
So you're slowing down this presentation.
You're slowing down right now. You're getting it down.
Get down, let it fall.
Let it fall, pendulum down. Hopefully you're casting to the school. Also, one of the biggest things is you do not want to be on top of the school. You want to, if they're 30 feet, you can be, but typically you want to be able to cast to the school.
Man, that's some really good tips you're giving away. That's great.
You want to cast to the school. Crappie are skittish.
If it's actually 10, 15, 20% chance, all these add up.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
and then you maximize your chance, the opportunity.
And then also, it's really it's trial and error, finding the color. 20, 30 casts, that color doesn't work. Maybe you got to go brighter.
What's next?
I would throw on a chartreuse jig. I would show something with chartreuse. But once again, most guys have their preference, their color palette. And you'll get a bite. If you don't get a bite with monkey milk, chartreuse. And the next, yeah, it's really move. It's really move. Because you can play with a school, and like I said, you can see them. And crappie will stack up on the depth finder. Mm-hmm. Trout, you'll see them darting in and out.
Right.
Crappie will stack up, and they'll be by the hundreds. Most, time of year, 50 to 100, thousands. You'll see them. You'll know it's crappie because it'll just stack up on the screen. And so it's just trial and error. Get down there. A lot of times, I know with the depth, you want to be as heavy a jig head as possible that you can get away with. 16th is usually my starting point.
16th of an ounce.
16th of an ounce is my starting point.
And we have all of those here, right?
Yeah, we have.
It's part of the variety that we're going to carry here at Sweeney Sports. But yeah, go ahead.
There's a plethora of colors. As a bait maker, I mean, I've got samples of fails and hits and everything, but there's 8 to 10 colors that are really what everybody's going to be pretty much.
And colors matter. Look, I'm a striper fisherman. I'm trying to get into crappie because I want to be multi-species. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be expert in anything. I want to be good and improving and learning at everything. Because I don't want to pigeonhole. But it's really comfortable to go fishing for striper for me right now in the river. And I know we call this lure, I don't have it on me here, you all know if you're watching, Italian Stallion, that thing just gets bit. And it's this right color. It's like the Italian flag. It's like red, green, and whatever. So that's what works. You put any other color, it works, but not to the same degree. It just does.
It's all comfort and confidence. I've been on a boat with the same jig. My older brother, he's an avid crappie fisherman, and he's wearing me out. He just has a different touch than I do. And he fishes with an egg bobber most of the time.
Oh, tell me about that setup. How does that work?
Basically, once you kind of find the depth. Now, if you're fishing shallow, you're setting this bobber anywhere from 2 feet, and this is a fixed bobber. It's a spring bobber. Mm-hmm. You're setting it for anywhere from 2 feet, as deep as 10, as long as your rod and your ability to cast allows. Mm-hmm. And you're just testing. Okay, not 2 feet.
You put this under bobber?
Yes.
Wow.
So I wish I had some string here to tie it up and show, but
this tail just what does the action?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, most of the smaller shad, they're about this big. Some of the fry shad or whatever, and then there's a threadfin shad in the lake too. Mm-hmm. If you really pay attention to them swimming, you actually don't see their tail moving. Mm-hmm. It's a burst that they're moving with, and so you don't see their tail moving. It's like a quick burst. I've watched them for hours, just not catching fish, and and studying. And so, and that's one of the reasons why I have this bait as well. It's about this is not the best looking one, but it's about 2.5 inches, and I've caught every species of fish.
Get an idea of the size of this thing.
Yeah, I've caught every species of fish in the Delta on that bait, except for catfish. I've caught bluegill, crappie, striped bass, black bass, and salmon on that.
Salmon?
Yes.
Well, let's rig that up. Which head would you put? What size?
I would go with chartreuse. I like staying with the 16th ounce. One reason is the fall. As you know, that's usually the first that strike.
Yep.
Even if you pull your bait up, that falls. So 16th ounce gives it a good rate of fall. It gives it a good rate of fall. I've fished with an 1/8 ounce before, and let's get a different one. This one's kind of chewed up. Once again, this is my go box. I'm pulling.
Yeah. We don't want to open the new, the beautiful stuff that you guys are gonna get to explore, and it'll smell garlicky, right?
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Except for the swim baits, I didn't want to put too much on the swim baits because they do have enough action on them to produce a strike. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty much just a standard, same way you put anything on your jig. You want to try. I'm kind of moving a little fast right now, slightly nervous. I'm on camera, but
doing great, man.
I mean, you can see similar action.
Yep.
But your bait fish, the average bait fish in all these systems are really about 2 to 4 inches. This is that size, 2 inches, 2.5 inches. It's a small, narrow profile. The threadfin or glass minnow, whatever you want to call it, that's not the shad, it's the other minnow that's running around. In a delta, the delta smelt is about this size. Mm-hmm.
What action? Do you vary your action with these, or do you just put them under bobber, or what?
This one, I tight line this one more than anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm just throwing this no bobber, 16th ounce jig head, letting it fall, retrieve it, couple pops, let it fall, retrieve. Anything, once I figure out what the enticement is, what they start biting, then I'm trying to replicate that every cast. Mm-hmm. And as we all know, getting that right cast, whether it's right up against a piling, right at the edge of a tree, you got to try to get it where you think they are.
So you cast it, you let it fall, pop, and let it fall again, reel in, pop, reel in a little bit, let it fall.
Real slow retrieve.
Really nice slow right now. Yeah. Wintertime, they're less active. They're it's cold, so they're not looking to expend a lot of energy, but opportunistically, right?
Exactly.
They're there.
If you can get them in their face, because right now they're feeding. I mean, these fish are gorging on shad right now. Everybody is.
To fatten up for the winter.
Yes, but they'll be doing it all the way until the spring.
There you have it. We don't really have winter here in California, but it does get cold.
Yeah, no, we get the water temp will get. Our water temp in Berryessa will get down to about 45, 50-ish in that range. Okay. About 45 is.
And you still can fish for them?
Yes, we
have a huge crappie season, and guys are coming in droves here buying minnows and crappie, and we don't really have a good crappie section here. Now we do. You heard it here first. Really excited for Crappie Closet. I mean, me and Marlin, we're going to go out. We're going on the boat. We're going to do a little. We're not going to see the beautiful thing about filming on the boat is we don't have to publish it.
You won't know if we don't catch anything.
It's the fifth try or the first try. Nobody knows. But we'll only publish when we catch. Because we got to teach something, right?
Can I say something though? My mind is all over the place with colors. And really I have to narrow down when I'm doing something like this. I can't bring you 20, 30 different colors. You'll be overwhelmed. Customer will be overwhelmed. But I do offer custom service. So I can pretty much get close to any color that's out there. Mm. So if a guy comes in looking for...
And a specific request on a specific color?
Exactly.
You can help?
Yeah, we can definitely help with that. I do a lot of body and tail colors, and I play with a lot of stuff. So if there's a request, you just go ahead and shout it, and then we can make it happen to our best of our ability. I'm not perfect, but we can make something happen.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about the rod real quick. I've sent you on a quest in the Sweetie Sports shop to pick a rod you would use and pick a reel you would use for crappie fishing. And you went ahead and picked something you already had, actually. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and talk me through this rod. So what's the rod you picked? So
this is the Okuma Celilo rod. This is an ultralight rod.
I'm going to show it to my main camera.
This is an ultralight rod, and it's paired with an Avenger 1000 reel. The exact rod reel that I have is actually, I have a 2500 reel on a 7-foot rod.
Yeah.
But this is perfect. You will want to put 4-pound test on this one. Reason why you want to go ultralight, you're casting all day long. And you do not want to have anything too heavy. That's number one. Number two, you do want to have ultralight because the nickname of a crappie is called a paper mouth. Mm-hmm. Their mouths they're not like a bass where if you get it hooked in anywhere, it's going to stay. If you get it anywhere other than the top lip, you may lose that fish. Mm-hmm. Crappie feet up. That's their tendency. So you want to try to be on top of the school or in the school when you present your bait. But ultralight, you want to have a lot of bend, a lot of flex to that rod. It still creates a lot of sensitivity. This is economical. This particular rod, I believe, in your store,
$30
retails for $30.
Yeah.
This reel also is $40. So I mean, it's a $70 setup. I mean,
it's not bad.
I don't think you can really beat that.
No.
And I'm an Okuma fan personally.
Me too.
Their stuff performs really well. But then as you get into it, I have everything from 6 foot to 12 foot. My 12-foot rod I use if I know I'm going to be poking deep into some trees and cover. If I'm on the bank and I need to launch, get a good cast, then I'm taking my 12 foot out so I can get a good cast, so I can cast further out where I think they'll need their staging.
So it's just like as complex as bass fishing or striper fishing if you're really into it. There's just a lot of different ways to go after them. But this is what you're saying is this is like a really good rod to start with and to continue with. But there'll be situations you get in crappie fishing.
Oh yeah,
you can use variety.
You can go. Anywhere. We can make anything more difficult than it has to be. And this is just simple. This is why really, in most of the country, this is one of the most popular fishing in our country. It's a bobber, it's a jig head, it's a piece of plastic, and an inexpensive.
Or it could be worm or a minnow.
Yeah, worm or minnow.
But now, thanks to Marlin, we're going to have a whole section of these bad boys out here, right? We'll see how they do, and if you're a customer here at Sweeney Sports, we'd love for you to come in and give us some feedback. Grab some of this stuff. I can tell these things are good. I'm not a crappie fisherman, but I've asked a few people, and I am a fisherman. I know these things are good, and I know you are good too, because I can tell you're passionate about it. Oh, I'm spending time watching, bait fish for fun. All right, so if people who are watching want to find you or learn more from you, where are you at? Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's Crappie_Closet_Lures.
We'll link it out in the comments.
Yeah, that, and they can come here and reach me through you if they need be.
Yeah, we'd love for you to come to the shop and check out Marlin's setups for crappie. We're gonna have a nice little section. Again, would love for you to come in and test it out. Give us your feedback. It's very inexpensive relative to, say, tuna fishing. And you can eat them. They're really good eaters.
Yes, people love it. You can say crappie to a group of people, and about half of them will jump their head up like a dog with his ears up. Yeah. So hey, you know where some crappie are? Where's the crappie? Where can I find them? No, it's fun. Crappie fishing is fun. It's beautiful. It's fun. They are very pretty fish. Most fish are pretty, actually. But they're fun. You get excited when you catch one because 7 times out of 10, you're about to catch about another 30. If you get one, you're most likely going to find a bunch more afterwards.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for watching, and girls. And I hopefully, over the next month or so, Marlin and I are going to get a chance to go out fishing and show you all the techniques, the strategy, the tactics for using his lures. We're just going to do a challenge. We're just not going to take anything else but his lures. I'm going to see how we do. If it doesn't work, we won't publish it. So
I will make some stuff special for you.
All right. Wonderful. All right, guys. Again, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Have a good one.
Tight lines.